Israel and Iran are exchanging new rounds of attacks as the conflict enters its fourth day. The number of deaths is rising on both sides. At least 224 people have been killed since Israel began striking Iran last Friday. Iran's strikes this morning hit an Israeli oil refinery and damaged part of the power grid. Now, people in the area are trying to escape the city. President Trump and other leaders of the G7 are gathering in Canada for a summit, and they will certainly discuss this topic and this conflict.
Israel's air defenses are state-of-the-art, but not perfect. Iranian missiles are increasingly getting through. The Israeli coastal city of Haifa took a direct hit, setting a refinery ablaze. An apartment complex near Tel Aviv was also struck. Parts of Petah Tikva, a small city near Tel Aviv, were badly damaged. Israel is also expanding its assaults beyond Iran's nuclear sites, military leaders and scientists, targeting the Iranian government and infrastructure across the country. Medical officials say more than 220 people have been killed in Iran, including many civilians. Some Iranians are starting to flee Tehran, expecting a drawn-out war. President Trump, whose administration was in the advanced stages of negotiations with Iran when Israel attacked, did not appear to be frustrated by Netanyahu's preemptive war.
Sometimes they have to fight it out, but we're going to see what happens. I think there's a good chance there'll be a deal.
And there are growing suggestions President Trump knew more about Israel's plans than Washington is letting on. NBC News confirming President Trump stopped Netanyahu from assassinating Iran's supreme leader, according to a U.S. official. Also coming to light, the extent of Israel's planning, that it had intelligence agents from the Mossad planted in Iran before the initial attacks, setting up drones to take out missiles and car bombs to target Iranian officials. But it goes both ways. Israel's domestic intelligence service released video of its agents arresting 2 Israeli Jews, allegedly for spying for Iran. Speaking to Fox News, Netanyahu, who called on Iranians to rise up while Israel attacks, said regime change is a possibility and brushed off calls for an immediate ceasefire.
The issue here is not de-escalation. The issue here is not ceasefire. The issue here is stopping those things that will threaten our survival.
Yeah, we're now in the 4th day of these attacks between Israel and Iran. Israel kicked it off on Friday morning very early with a set of comprehensive, unprecedented attacks against Iranian nuclear sites. Now, since then, we've seen Israel branching out to conventional military sites and now to Iran's economic lifeline, oil and gas facilities. And that shows a major escalation as Iran has also been pummeling Israel with much less effect. We've been seeing the Israelis swatting down these projectiles, many of them ballistic missiles and drones. And so far, about 24 Israelis have been killed, all of them civilians. On the Iranian side, Iranian state media has reported that 224 people have been killed in now 4 days of Israeli strikes. They said 90% of those were civilians. We're still seeing this conflict going on and on. The Israelis have said that they will be escalating, and it looks as though they will be striking out to various other targets. The Israelis say that they enjoy complete air dominance over Tehran, Iran's capital, and it looks as though, armed with that this could last for days or weeks longer. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.